What is good, YouTube? Quinn Wade basketball analysis right back to y'all with that Juancho Hernangomez, a guy that I seen that summer league, and I said, you know what? He's pretty solid. He can be a good complementary piece in the league, and that's what he ended up becoming. Best part about him is he got a nice, deal. Finally, going to get his big payday. I don't really look at Juancho as a superstar. I don't look at Juancho as an all-star. I don't even look at Juancho as a star right now in his career. But one thing I do like about him is now he's getting the opportunity to actually play and make a difference on the team, and that's something that he really couldn't do. He was buried on the bench, really wasn't needed, really wasn't used. And the Minnesota Timberwolves say, one man trash, another man treasure. We need a guy that can stretch out the floor for Russell, Beasley, and Towns, and a guy that can be a threat from three. And if you're not going to use him, if you don't need him, we can use a guy like him. And one thing that you can say is they gave D'Angelo Russell. They traded for him. He has his contract. They paid Karl Anthony Towns. They paid Malik Beasley, and they even drafted Anthony Edwards. So they got some dangerous players on this team and some players with high upside, and they're still in their mid-20s or below. And Juancho is an interesting guy because a lot of people that watch basketball never heard of him or don't know him. But he is a 6'9", 214 power forward, and he's only 25. So this is not a long-term deal. And even if it was, he's not really that old. Like I said, he's in his mid-20s. This is a guy that once Towns went down, they used him a lot in those 14 games after he came over and got minutes. And he did start all 14 of those games. And people might know this, but he did shoot 45% from the field and 42% from three on 4.9 attempts. He also was a 60% free throw shooter, but he didn't get to the free throw line that much, so I really wouldn't be factoring that into his game. He does have a nice touch, a nice shooting stroke, and with more touches and more opportunity, maybe he can become 75, 89, 80%. So he also was able to get 7.3 rebounds. Don't read into that much because, like I said, Towns wasn't there, so he was able to get more rebounds than he usually do, but he also got more minutes than he usually do. So maybe that's something that can stay around that range or go up a little bit. We won't really know until Towns and him play together, but he also averaged a career high 13 points per game, which is very good considering that he's a complementary piece. And they've been looking for a guy that can space the floor at that four position for a long time, and they was able to get Juancho to do that. And like I said, this is something that really matters because they need it. Like Towns is a guy that can post up, and with Beasley, Wancho, and D'Angelo Russell and other guys on the court, that allows him to have the space to post up and face up, and also play in the pick and roll. Because if you double or trap, he can kick it out to the shooters, and they can hit threes or put the ball on the floor, which Wancho can do too, and either make a pass or make a play. And that's something that they was lacking before these trades last season. That's something that they have under their sleeve now that makes them a more tougher team to defend. And also remember, D'Angelo Russell is a guy that is a decent passer and playmaker, but they still do have Ricky Rubio, who likes to find holes in defenses and make the right pass and get everybody better and play in transition. And Juancho is a mobile, athletic big for his position, and he can get out in transition and hit threes, hit mid ranges, or even finish in the paint from time to time with a dunk. So I'm liking what they have done in Minnesota. They took a lot of players that people don't like or people didn't respect or people felt like they didn't need anymore, and they said, you know what, we'll take y'all in and we'll use y'all to the best of y'all ability. So this is a team that revamped their whole roster, and we really don't know how good they are because they haven't played together, and they have made a lot of additions to this bench and to this roster. So this is going to be one of those teams that could be great, can be way better because they, like I said, they only won 19 games last year, or they could be competing for a playoff spot and even in the playoff tournament to try to get that eighth spot or maybe even seventh, because this team is going to be unstoppable. They still didn't improve their defense. I think that that's something that's going to be a problem. But when it comes to having fun and getting up and down and getting a lot of shots up, this team is going to be one of the most annoying and hardest teams to stop, as everybody is dangerous on the perimeter and everybody can really do damage. And having a duo that both have 20-point scores in D'Angelo Russell and Towns that can space the floor and hit threes, mid ranges, and get to the basket and are great free throw shooters, this team is going to be very, very hard to stop off the dribble. because you don't want to gamble, but you also don't want to get your defense collapse. And if you do, with the spacing and the shooters that they have now, Malik Beasley is a great three-point shooter. Then you have Juancho, who's 42%. Towns is 40%. Russell is respectable. That's what you have to go against with this team now. So, in my personal opinion, locking up Juancho and taking a gamble on them like they did may pay dividends for them and make them one of the most competitive Wolves teams that we have seen in a while. Still not going to be able to guard anybody. Still going to be a liability there, but they're going to be blitzing teams, and they're going to be a lot of blowouts in Minnesota, because once them shots start falling in, and once you can't guard them and contain them, it's going to be hard to stop the entire team when you can't really help or collapse, because they can have so much dangerous players on the court at once. Other than that, they ain't commit a lot of money to him either. 3 year, $21 million is probably going to be the deal that they agree to. That's really nothing, because it may, $21 million is a lot. Well, you're doing that over 3 years. It's not like they're giving him $21 million a year. They basically paying him change for 3 years, and they get a quality starter. And that's something that they didn't have at that power forward position. So I'm glad they got him. I was hoping that they can keep him. And now they got him and Beasley locked down long term to go alongside their duo. Now we just got to see what they do on the court, and what the coach do with this offense and this team. So they gonna be a tough team to defend. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link will be in the description, comment section below. Like on Facebook to show support. Thanks for everybody that liked on Facebook already. Also, liking and sharing this video will allow me to reach more people. The more you like, the more you share, the more people can see it. The more people can see it, that's a small way you can contribute to this channel. If you want to contribute even further by choice, you can buy merchandise just like this. You can change the color of the logo, pick the logo that you want, put it on the shirt, put it how you want it to be. Let me know. I can get it shipped out to you. Change the color, change the logo color, and make it how you want to be. That's a good deal. And I also do offer breakdowns of players, legends, rookies, and even Southern League coverage, draft coverage, free agency, trade deadline, and also playoff prediction, top 10 lists, and season previews. And that's something that a lot of channels don't do, but I also offer videos every single day from a variety of those topics and different type of content each day. So if you love basketball, you can't get enough of, you need that daily fix, this is the channel for you, I promise you. And if you don't believe me, I have over 2,000 videos to prove it. But not only that, comment. Let me know what you guys think about this acquisition. I read every comment. Don't be afraid to let me know what you guys think. If you agree or disagree, let me know, because I do read all of them. Other than that, the Wolves have made some good trades, and they have turned a lot of trash into gold. And that's what they have to do when you're in Minnesota and you have a star that wants to win. And they made moves but didn't commit a lot of money to a lot of these players, while also being able to develop their players and possibly even be a threat in the West 2 to 3 years from now if everybody pans out the way that they should. So watch out for the Wolves.